rock bottom is a solid foundation. You can't sink any lower, and any, however small, positive thought, word, action or decision is taking you up from where you are. So I'm up close and personal with rock bottom at the moment. Join me as we have a quick chat about how I'm viewing rock bottom, and maybe, just maybe, if you're going through something, it will inspire you to view your situation differently. But all is not doom and gloom in this video. We're on a way up a valley to find the beautiful red orchid of the Cape Mountains, and I'll be sharing its story and beautiful photos with you as well. I'm the Forest Fairy. Welcome to my corner of the woods, where I'm rebuilding, revamping, redesigning a magical life, and hopefully inspire you to gather your own fairy dust. Hello everyone. My goodness, who would have thought that a little stream like that could make so much noise? I didn't want to get left behind on our trek up the valley, so I didn't take the time to review the intro to this video. Apologies for that, but I've used the clip anyways because I like the rock so much. It fits right in with our topic. I hope you're having a fabulous week. To be quite honest, the past week has been really tough, as I've had to make a painful financial decision. This decision, however, will allow me to take important positive steps to redesigning a magical life. So the first questions I asked myself were, where is rock bottom and how do I know I'm there? Well, my intuition tells me that rock bottom means different things to different people. It's a subjective place. My rock bottom may not be what you would consider rock bottom, and vice versa. Your rock bottom may also just be in one area of your life, your finances, your job, a relationship, or it could be your whole life. I knew I had hit rock bottom when I said, I cannot possibly fall any further. I cannot contemplate the situation worsening. I cannot allow that. It was more a moment, a point, the proverbial line in the sand that I drew for myself. I think each of us decides what and where our own rock bottom is. We can take no more and start rallying, fighting, and building our way up. It's also not something we can decide for others, actually, or should even judge others on. But once I decided where my rock bottom was, I had the thought that at least rock bottom is a solid foundation. It's probably not a unique thought, but it gave me the courage to start building healthy finances and ultimately a magical life, brick by brick. And here are the steps I'm taking. Step 1, getting honest with myself. I blocked out a few hours, turned off all the distractions, and took an honest look at where I was in the areas that had hit rock bottom. I won't lie, it was very difficult. But once I had clear sight of the situation, I felt a teeny tiny bit better. I noted the decisions I had made or hadn't made, things I had done or hadn't done, which were good, which weren't, just to ensure I could recognize the learnings. I did begin to berate myself severely and wallow in regrets, but I had to stop that immediately, as it wasn't productive and a waste of precious energy. So step 2, making some tough decisions. The next step was to decide what did I need to do first. What could be the first row of bricks built upon rock bottom? This was really, really tough. And when I made the first major decision regarding my finances, I had to deal with the feeling of being a failure. And I also had to let go of the vision I'd had of my life in the future. My tip would be to be prepared to perhaps have to grieve the loss of something, your old life, your old way of doing things, a dream that you had. I grieved and I'm still grieving the loss of a specific future. And for the first time in a long time, it was probably overdue, I found myself crying on and off for the past week. I let myself be. I know recognizing emotions and crying are very healing. I will also have to deal with the surprise and the kind concern of family and friends, as well as those who are just curious, and maybe the not so kind. This week I was invited on a very special adventure, a hike up the gorge in the spectacular Vogelgat
private nature reserve in the Overberg to see the beautiful red orchid or disa in bloom. It was a challenging yet very rewarding hike which required more bouldering and swinging from ropes than actual hiking. My legs held up well. Thank you, Train with Joan. However, I imagined myself a G.I. Jane on the ropes, which led to a very sore shoulder for a couple of days. The crisscrossing of the stream and the few narrow plankways required some serious balancing acts and concentration. It was never very high, a few meters at most, but the rocks below would have certainly caused a few broken bones. The highlights for this water babe were the 2 swims we did in the lovely cold mountain pools. It was a very hot and humid day with the temperature rising to 36 degrees. I did unfortunately not get to see the red disa as the going got really precarious. But a hiking buddy kindly provided me with this photo which he took many years ago. An orchid, the disauniflora, can be found high in the coastal winter rainfall area of the southwestern Cape, at moist areas in the mountains. The disa was named after the legendary Queen Disa, the heroine of a Swedish legend. A South African version is a settler's tale from the rural Cape. An exceptionally beautiful young maiden challenged her many suitors to bring her a fresh disa flower. To do this, they had to climb to the summit of Matroosberg. Her favorite suitor unfortunately fell to his death, and this, according to the tale, sent her over the edge. Do visit Green Idiom for more facts and fables on this beautiful flower.
So step 3, developing a clear goal. I know many won't agree if I say that I just can't define a clear and specific vision for my life just yet. But I can put a clear financial goal in place that will feed into whatever vision I eventually design. The fundamental decision has been taken and is being actioned. And I'm now identifying secondary decisions and actions that will support this goal. When thinking about these decisions and actions, I kept 3 principles in mind. The first, the price tag principle, which is the idea that everything has a trade-off. What am I willing to pay, to give up, to do in order to achieve this goal? Then there's the principle of continuous energy, which means a commitment and a consistent flow of energy through a structured system of daily, weekly, and monthly habits. The third principle of conscious action, which is being intentional and deliberate about these habits. So step 4, committing to the actions. Once I had the necessary actions down on paper, the next step is to commit to actually doing them. And by breaking down the goal into the smallest daily actions, I felt comforted. I'm going to apply the compound effect, which is the strategy of reaping huge rewards from small, seemingly insignificant actions. This is from the book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. In fact, just focusing on today's actions is emphasized in a quote, "If you can see your path laid out in front of you step by step, you know it's not your path. Your own path you make with every step you take. That's why it's your path." This is by one of my favorite authors, Joseph Campbell, and can be found in his book, The Hero's Journey. So step 5, measuring the progress. And to see if I am making progress and not just fooling myself, I will be doing weekly and monthly check-ins in the various areas to determine the progress and see if any adjustments need to be made. So there you have it. Financial rock bottom looks and feels a little different to me now that a plan is being developed. And my emotions are settling. Obviously, nothing is going to change overnight, that's unless I win the lottery. And it will be quite a journey. No doubt I'm still going to shed many tears, but I feel hopeful. It was wonderful being able to share this difficult situation with you. Maybe you have your own rock bottom at the moment, and just maybe you can view it a bit differently now. If you've enjoyed this video, you'll like the one on screen in which I talk about another aspect of redesigning a magical life. Until next time, goodbye.